guys, welcome to a brand new video on my channel, Makes Movies. If you are new to this channel, this is basically where I talk to you guys about my passion for movies. That goes from collections, hauls, reviews, and to today's video, so let's just get straight into it. Okay, this video is part of my main series, but will also be done in a slightly different way. As you can tell by the t-shirt, but if you can't tell by the t-shirt, but you can tell by the title, it is Original versus Remake Thursday. However, I am doing the Justice League, the original, and the Zack Snyder one. I have to say it so slowly. Now, the reason being it's going to be slightly different is because they're technically both the same film. With my Original versus Remake series, there's always new cast members, different way to tell the story, stuff like that. However, with this one, they're basically the same movie. It's just the Zack Snyder one has got extra footage and is slightly different to the original. So how I'm going to do this one is I'm going to discuss my thoughts on the original Justice League, and then I'll discuss my thoughts on the Zack Snyder's Justice League, and then I'll give you guys my opinions on it, and I'm going to just compare them both. So this is more of a comparison match kind of video. So yeah, let's just get straight into it by starting to talk about the original Justice League. Okay, so with the original Justice League, I did actually rewatch this the other day in preparation for this video. For me, rewatching it, it made me realise that the first 10 minutes made you feel like you're already halfway in the movie. So it didn't give you like a backstory, didn't tell you sort of like, didn't give you like a recap of what happened in the last film. It was just kind of, bam, you're in the film already, you know, you got Batman and all that. So already when I first started watching it for the first time since the first time I watched it, I felt like I was already just 10 minutes into the film when I shouldn't be. Well, halfway through the film, sorry. And yeah, for me, the original one, don't get me wrong, I liked some of the scenes in it. I especially liked sort of like the battle scenes, they still looked quite good. But for me, this film didn't give off, what's the word I'm looking for? It didn't give the characters much of a backstory, for one thing. So, and I must admit, I do not like the Flash in this movie, because they made him come off as a bit more of a cowardly kind of character, whereas in the Flash TV show, I know it's a completely different thing, but in the Flash TV show, Barry Allen's a bit more, he's shy, but he's a bit more confident in his superhero ways. So I think that's what bothers me, is that I've seen one version of the Flash, and then this version of the Flash is, I don't know, he just seems a bit more nervous, a bit scared, and I don't know if I like that. But don't get me wrong, so like I said, I still enjoy this movie. It was quite good, the effects were still quite good in it as well, but I just feel like it lacked on backstory. It made you feel like the first 10 minutes of the film was actually you halfway through the film. You don't get a backstory of what happened, and for me it's an enjoyable watch, but it's one of those ones that I'll probably only watch when I do a DC marathon. And that's about it. So let's now go and talk about the Zack Snyder's Justice League. Now, one of my gripes with this film is that it is boxed in footage. So basically you've got that black bar on the sides. I don't like it when a film's like that, because for me it just, I feel like you then have to try and focus on the film, whereas if it's full screen you get to enjoy it more. Whether that was because it was my TV or whether it is the way it was shot, I don't know. But what I will say is it's 4 hours long. The longest movie I have ever watched. But this one gave a bit more backstory. Like the beginning of the film actually gave you a recap of what happened during Batman vs Superman. And I think that was much better opening than what the original Justice League was like. And I like the fact that you got more of a backstory in this movie for the characters. Like, a lot of the characters had a lot more backstory. I will say, pretty much 80 to 90% of the movie, like I said in my review for the Zack Snyder's Justice League, was all new footage, and that new footage just looked amazing. Steppenwolf looked so much better than the original. I like the fact you got a bit more with the Amazons. So how I see it is basically Zack Snyder's cut, I think, would have been more popular if that had been the first one. Like, if that had been the only Justice League we had, I reckon we would have been fine. But I absolutely loved this one. The effects looked really good. I loved Barry Allen in this one. He didn't seem such like a shy person in this. So like I said, you got a lot more backstory in this. I know it's 4 hours long, but those 4 hours are absolutely worth it for the new footage. And of course Jared Leto appeared at the very end of the film as well. And what I thought was the actual end of the film carried on a little bit more. And I think the way they left it off, there could be a sequel, and not gonna lie, I would happily watch that sequel if it was done by Zack Snyder. Because he did a very, very good job of this Justice League, and I'm so glad we finally got to see it. Wish we could have seen it in the cinema, but what can we do? We're living in a pandemic, so who knows, maybe when cinemas open they might decide, you know what, during the summer we'll show Zack Snyder's Justice League, you know, all the kids are off, you know, people can go out to the cinema and enjoy it a bit more, so who knows, might get a cinema release. So yeah, my overall thoughts on both films. The original was good, but I think the Zack Snyder one was so much better, especially in comparison when it comes to backstories, when it comes to the action, and yeah, what can I say? I think for the overall winner of this original versus remake is the Zack Snyder's Justice League. No ifs, ands or buts about it. But yeah, unfortunately, when you do have to compare the two, like this is the first original versus remake where it's pretty much the same movie, just one's got more additional footage. I like that fact that I can compare them two without doing rounds. Let me know if this is the kind of thing you want instead of having rounds. Like if you prefer just for me to discuss my thoughts on each film and then compare them. If you prefer it this way, let me know and I'll give it a go. But yeah, what can I say? Just the fact that the Zack Snyder one's just, even though it's 4 hours long, like I said, it is worth it because you get more backstory, more action. It doesn't feel like half the movie's been cut like it did with the original. Say there were certain scenes where you're like, okay, it looks like they cut something out there, looks like they cut something out there. Honestly, I definitely recommend you watch the Zack Snyder cut, then watch the original, or even watch the original, then the Zack Snyder cut. Yes, actually do it that way. Watch the original, then watch the Zack Snyder, and you will see what I mean. You will see the difference. But let me know down below if you've seen both, if you enjoyed the original, if you enjoyed the remake, or your thoughts on the movies. I do like hearing your guys' comments. I love hearing other opinions about movies. And if you are new to this channel and you enjoyed this video and you want to check out more, do hit that subscribe button and hit that little notification bell to let you know when I'm posting. And yeah, do give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed my comparison of the two. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!